Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, man, we got a video by my guy, Pack Hoops, the go-to channel, man, when it comes to NBA roster updates and stuff like that. This guy does a very good job of covering everything. So, yes, link to his channel in the description below. This is the 6th roster update of NBA 2K22. A lot of you guys were asking me to react to this, as apparently it's a really big roster update, and people were saying it's pretty good for the Pistons, too, which, hey, it's always good for me. Let's go ahead, get going on this.
All right, this probably is like the biggest roster update ever. We have like 100 different changes.
100 changes?
All of them are important, so I'm gonna cover all
2K working overtime.
Today's video. Que pasa to the pack? It's Pack here. If you like roster updates or rating videos at all, I do them all the time. So please be an OG. Join the pack.
Yes, sir, man.
That helps the channel out a lot, and leave a like on the video. This is the first roster update we've gotten in like a month, and there's a lot of players that have needed drastic changes. So let's go. Starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers, as I always do, Tobias Harris -1. It's sad because Tobias Harris
is
currently one of the players the Sixers are trying to trade with Ben Simmons. I wouldn't say he's necessarily playing bad, but just not enough to win a championship. The team is playing better because Joel Embiid is playing better, but they need more, right? Seth Curry.
Yeah, time to switch it up. Time to switch it up.
Wins the 80 overall club, which is massive for him. He's been one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA.
Look at Curry, man.
And then we have Bassi, who goes +3 to a 73 overall.
I like call him Sassy Bassy. First time actually.
For the Milwaukee Bucks, we have Giannis +1.
Should be a 99.
Now, this is massive because now this puts Giannis with the best rating in NBA 2K22, tied with another player, and puts him in MVP conversation. In my opinion, he probably deserves that, so I can see that for sure. Drew Holiday's a massive one, +3.
Wow, hey, good for him. Respect to Drew.
Player on the Bucks by far, which is crazy because Chris Middleton was like the textbook second best player on this team for a while, but Drew Holiday has been balling lately and playing great defense.
Hey, in my opinion, if Chris Middleton is your second best player on your basketball team, you're in a good place. If he's your third best player, you are in a great place.
Really interesting to see that him be the second best player on this team. It's crazy. Bobby Portis +1. He's also been fantastic, making him easily the 4th best player.
Yeah, I remember Drew from the 76er days.
Really strength in the top
it was fun to watch
on this team. It's pretty good. Now, there's a couple people that went down. Grayson Allen went down. I mean, he was a great start at the beginning of the year. Now it's been slow.
Bro, I do not understand Grayson Allen's hair ever.
Goes up
it's like gray.
Again, he's been kind of back and forth. It's weird. Like, when he comes off the bench, he kind of plays Giannis' role, just not as good as Giannis, obviously. Like, that's what they do. They replace him with Giannis, right? And he has moments.
Which is a great role to learn.
And I think he could go up pretty high in like a couple games. Now, for the Chicago Bulls, a positive and negative thing. So, DeMar goes +2, 90 overall club for the first time in a long
for DeMar.
time, right? Which is great. But Zach LaVine didn't go up. And I think Zach LaVine should have also gone up. That's how I feel.
They have pretty identical stats,
89 overall. I do not like that there's a decent gap between these two. I don't agree. But Nikola Vucevic +1, making him tied for the 3rd best player, which I agree. He's been playing very well lately. And then I
think he destroyed the Pistons along with everybody else.
So big upgrade for the Bulls. But to be fair, they have one of the best records in basketball, so that makes sense, right? Now, for the Cavs, only a couple. Darius Garland +1, making him tied for the best player on the Cavs, which is true. And then
I feel like Mobley could even be higher.
But then Lauri Markkanen, he was -2. So Kevin Love, who has been playing better, is now the 4th best player on the team, ahead of Lauri. So for the Boston Celtics,
yeah, Lauri got a broke-ass jump shot.
I swear they will never make these two players have a tied rating. I swear they don't want to do it. They never want to have Jaylen Brown tie with Jason Tatum. But still, it's good that he got an upgrade. Robert Williams gets +2 as well, which is massive.
He's been playing better.
Best player by far. And then a pretty big one is Josh Richardson +2 as well. You know, I take back everything bad I said about Josh Richardson. He's been very good for the Celtics this season, hitting threes and playing really good defense for the team, which has been massive lately. Now for the Clippers, Marcus Morris +2, while Hartenstein goes down 1. And I said this is important. And
this is the team that I thought would get like crazy ass ratings just from like guys taking on bigger roles with PG being out now.
I complained about this because I had said Isaiah Hartenstein being the 2nd best player on the Clippers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Was wrong.
That's crazy,
right? Like that doesn't feel right when Marcus Morris at least is getting buckets, or Zubac maybe. So now that's right, but now that Paul George is out, he could be out for the rest of the season. That's apparently a thing. These are the two best players on the Clippers, and roster-wise, this team's ass. Assuming these two are injured. We also have Ibaka +2 starting to play a little better.
Yo, what is that picture of Luke? Bro, it looked like he just seen the most horrendous thing ever. Y'all see that? Like, look at the man's face. Y'all gotta do him better than that, Ronnie.
+4. So pretty big upgrade to everyone. For the Grizzlies, a massive one. Ja Morant +2. 92 overall already. And
All-star starter, him and Curry.
Absolutely deserves it. Maybe even more. He's been fantastic. This has been one of the better teams in the NBA lately.
11-game win streak, I believe.
They're on like a 10-game winning streak. It's
10
crazy.
games, yeah, probably would have made this video.
Goes +2, while Jaren Jackson Jr. goes -1, making them tied for the second best player on the team. And to be fair, Desmond Bane has been amazing. So I can't disagree. He's been fantastic. And then Brandon Clark goes +2. So you have... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's a nasty team.
You have 9 players that
good type of nasty.
The overall club. That's nuts. Now for the Hawks, Trae Young goes +1 and Clint Capella goes +1.
Okay.
But this team is losing a lot, and that's why I think they said that they're willing to trade everybody but these two. Cam Reddish just got traded to the Knicks, so he's a 79 overall now on the Knicks, which is clutch, honestly. But yeah, just a weird team. So for the Heat, Kyle Lowry +1, Tyler Hero -1.
Bro, Lowry looks so balloony in that picture, man.
But still, there's still a stack.
He really does.
And then Struss goes +3, making him one of the better players on the team. But if you've been watching him, he's been fantastic. Caleb Martin goes +2, so he's been fantastic as well. And then Omar Yurtseven is +2. He's been one of the better rebounders in basketball, like right now. And then PJ Tucker +3. So I'm going to say something right now. I used to think that 2K never listened to me when it came to ratings or rosters, or they never watched my videos. But they just gave PJ Tucker +3. It's not like he's been playing better lately. He's been playing good all season.
Playing better than a 74 overall, for sure.
Ever since I made that rant video about how he's disrespected. I don't know. I think 2K watched my videos lately. So for the Hornets, LaMelo -1, but that's not really that big of a deal. Miles Bridges +1, making him the second best player on the team, as he deserves to be. So that's right.
Yeah, Hornets are interesting. Like, they just got like a whole bunch of just like really good across the board talent, and they got Mason Plumlee. But yeah. Okay.
And Jalen McDaniels +2. He's been kind of picking it up lately. I see.
I'm cool with
Mason.
Pretty good. I'm cool with
so
him.
for the Jazz, we have Bojan +1. I've been saying this team wants to win a championship because they have talent. Bojan needs to get those 20 points per game that we know he can do, and this past couple months he has.
I want to see them trade. I don't know. I want to see this team get a little bit younger outside of Rudy and Mitchell, which they're not. I mean, like, maybe I don't know.
So that's good. So Joe Ingles though goes -2. I'm just
but their record says otherwise.
So for the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton +1, making him the second best player on the team. And Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes -1. So a lot of
Aaron Fox will get traded for Ben Simmons.
One big downgrade was Marvin Bagley III -2. I didn't even know it was possible for him to go down even more. That's crazy. And Chimezie Metu +3. I really wish he was still on the Spurs because he's been very good for the Kings this season. Now
I don't know much about him.
Julius Randle -1. But there's nothing else to talk about more than this. How did RJ Barrett
not even a
no upgrade?
Yeah, he's an 85.
How? They've been
85.
He's been averaging 30 points in the past, 4 weeks? 2K, what are you doing? How does he not get upgraded?
Yeah, that's lazy.
He's the best player on the team, but at least tied? At least tied. So, Russell Westbrook -1. I've been trying to Russell Westbrook in my rating videos, but today is a different day. Russell Westbrook this month has been awful. I think he's been averaging 10 points on bad efficiency and a hell of turnovers. Usually I'm wanting to defend Westbrook here, but this time 81 overall. Sounds about right.
Bro, we're going to be at 72 before the season's over.
He's been the only bright spot on this roster besides LeBron. So he's been kind of saving them because
been a sniper.
They're really bad right now if Malik Monk wasn't on this team. And then Austin Reeves +3, who doesn't even have his face scan, which is messed up.
THC, a first round pick.
Wendell Carter Jr., I think -1, and Cole Anthony -1, while Franz Wagner +1, making him tied for the second best player on this team. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the best player on this team in a couple weeks. For the Dallas Mavericks, Porzingis +1 and Jalen Brunson +1.
Hey, good for Kristaps.
I think Jalen Brunson definitely deserved a little more.
Oh, I know, last I heard, Porzingis and Doncic haven't played together in a long time. It's been a month, unless he recently just came back. But it's crazy. It just goes back RJ Barrett. How did RJ Barrett not get a rating?
+2 or 3. He's been a very good scorer for the team so far. I'm really surprised he hasn't gone up more. So James Harden +1, bringing him back to the 90 overall club. DeAndre Brembry goes +2. He's actually been playing a lot better
Blake Griffin,
lately.
75 overall. We still paying
pace.
that man $32
And
million.
then David Duke Jr., who doesn't even have a face scan, goes +4. So crazy. Now for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon -1, which makes Monte Morris tied for the second best player on the team right now, which is kind of nuts. And it makes me feel like Jokic should be in MVP conversation again because of how bad this team is. And there's still
his numbers have been better, I think, than last year.
And
Even.
then we have Devon Reed, who goes +4, who also doesn't have a face scan. So 2K is just, if you're gonna give people massive upgrades, at least give them a face scan, bro. So
yeah, it can't be that hard to do.
-1, but Lance Stevenson +4, and Lance has been very
Deserved.
good for the Pacers so far, kind of bringing some life back into this team.
Sir Lance.
They were struggle city. And then Kiefer Sykes, I think I said that wrong, but whatever.
It's a great name.
+5, so one of the biggest upgrades in this roster update.
That's how I would have
who,
pronounced
again,
it too.
Doesn't even have a face scan. So Donovan Adonis -2. I had said that Brandon Ingram needed to be the best player on this team, but that doesn't mean you bring down Jonas. You bring up Brandon Ingram. So I'm upset that Brandon Ingram's rating didn't go up because he's been playing fantastic. But Brandon Ingram needs to be the best player on this team this season because
Zion got to get healthy.
And Herbert Jones +3, making him one of the better players on this team lately. The Pistons get a ton of upgrades, but honestly, ones that matter. So Sadiq Bey +4.
Homadique.
We know he can do this, right? And it's finally starting to show throughout the season. He was young, so that was bound to happen where he's going to have ups and downs.
Little sophomore slump.
Really starting to show us that, like, he can be that, like, 20-ish point per game.
Tell like it is, Pack. Yes,
sir. He
sir.
might even go up to the 80 overall club this season.
Yes, sir.
Diallo goes +4 as well.
Hand me
so,
Tom.
assuming Jeremy Grant stays injured, they're tied for the best player on this team with Cade, right? I mean, look at all this young talent they have.
Cade should probably be, I think Cade should be like an 80 overall, to be honest.
Kind of crazy. Saban Lee +2. Luka Garza
Garzilla!
right? +5. And Luka Garza's funny because when I watched him in the summer league, I was like, I know they're trying to make it seem like this guy was only good in college, but like he's kind of dominating.
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah.
They didn't give him any minutes, and lately they play him and he plays well. He's weird. It's like
he's got the capabilities to be a good offensive player. Good rebounding. Defense, I mean, like at times Garza can like be put in the right position to like make a defensive play, but for the most part, he really gotta like he definitely is like skinny fat, where it's like you could see if he like put on the muscle and stuff like that, he could be so dominant. But he got up his NBA body a little bit. I think that will fix so much for him.
What it is,
which he's proven to do. He lost like 40 pounds between like college and going to the NBA.
The Pistons don't want to give him a chance. Maybe I'm not watching enough Pistons games, but like he needs more minutes. He's pretty damn good. So for the Raptors, I said that they were gonna get a lot of upgrades, and they did. So Fred VanVleet +3, Pascal Siakam +1. But then some downgrades: OG -1, Gary Trent Jr. -2.
Scottie Barnes 82 overall.
Up. Fred VanVleet's got that rating that he deserves, maybe even higher.
He could probably be an 87, 88.
So Jayshawn Tate +1. I know that for a
Jayshawn
fact. He's
Prince.
second best player on this team. And then it's Garrison Matthews goes -3. He went up to 77 overall a couple
Gary
weeks ago,
Bird.
but I think it was just because
Love that nickname, Gary Bird.
he had a little good stretch, but he kind of slowed down again. All right, for the Spurs, Derek White +1, back into the 80 overall club, which is nice to see. Hopefully when everyone on the Spurs is healthy, they're going to start playing better. Keita Bates-Diop has been low-key really, really solid for the Spurs as a paint defender and a perimeter defender low-key. He goes +4, which is pretty massive. Lonnie Walker +2. I noticed that we're going to Lonnie at the end of a game a lot lately, so that's kind of why he went up. And then our rookie Josh Primo.
He has some good, decent minutes, I believe.
He's been fantastic. He's only 18 years old, and I think he's going to be pretty nasty. He just needs more minutes. So Ayton +1. This just shows you how good the Suns are. You got a 90 overall, an 88 overall, and an 87 overall. Nasty team.
And then Mikal Bridges is like amazing too,
which is where he was last season.
Heck, he's like the fourth best player. It's crazy.
And then Jalen Smith +4 as well, which is awesome because I was waiting to see when he was going to start picking it up ever since last season, but he's
got the
finally
Amari
starting to
goggles.
show like his promise. So for the Thunder, Josh Giddey +1, put him in the 80 overall club, which is the first time for his career, which is awesome. And then all the way back here, Aaron Wiggins +6, the highest upgraded player in today's roster update. But it's the Thunder, and they do this every roster update where they give one player randomly on the roster a chance to play, and then they drop like 20 a game, and then they go +6, and then they don't play him anymore. And that's kind of like the Thunder Classic. Now, for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards +1. To be honest, he probably deserves more than that, but whatever. For the Blazers, Anthony Simons +1, and I would not be surprised if he goes even higher.
Yeah, he could be like an 81, 82.
Amazing. I'm not trying to take credit, but I did say Anthony Simons was going to be pretty nasty in a couple years, and it's starting to show. He's so fast, and he can shoot really well. It's scary. So for the Warriors, Curry -1. I know he's had a couple bad games here and there, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he should have stayed, but whatever. Andrew Wiggins +1, making him tie for the 3rd best player on the team, which is honest. We have on the Wizards Bradley Beal
down to 87.
-2, while Kuzma goes +3.
Higher than Westbrook.
Second best player on the Wizards.
Higher than Westbrook.
Still in the playoff contention. Bradley Beal goes down. And, you know, when they signed all these players like Daniel Gafford, Montrezl Harrell, Dinwiddie, Kuzma, I did not think Kuzma was going to be the best of those.
Oh,
but
man.
He's proving his worth.
Higher than Westbrook.
He's like, I just need the opportunity. And he's getting it here.
Wearing that number 0, too.
Well, respect to Kuzma for backing up all that he said, which is cool. All right, everyone. That's all the changes in today.
Yeah, that's the end of the video right there, guys. Great summer yet again, man, by Pack. Always is. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.